So, Jay, welcome back. Bira ang returning guest. So,
Thank you for having me
so
again.
but we really wanted to get somebody to come back on the show to talk about Pokemon and the TCG world. And you're the first person that really comes to mind pagdating sa space na to. So, siguro we can jump right into it. Kamusta na ba ang Pokemon market, TCG market ngayon? Ano malakas benta? Ano mahina? How's it going? I know you just came from a show where you sold out your stuff. So,
Yes.
baka you can share more about what happened.
Actually, what's happening now? So the last show that I went to was around, I think, last month in Manila Card Convention. And from that convention, I think I only had around 30 slabs, and I was able to sell almost
All?
all of them. So
In
like
one show?
2 or 3 na lang yung natira, to be fair.
Grabe yung appetite sa shows, ha?
Yeah, especially for the big ones, because we do have a lot
Yung
of
pa yung
local
mabenta,
shows.
yung mahal.
Yung mahal. Like we're talking 6 figures median average.
Pero when people buy, do they have like may dala-dala ba silang maleta ng cash or Gcash lang yan?
May dalas ko ka.
It's
Pero
Kasi pag may security yung mga event na ganyan, no?
Oo, actually may nakakatawa isang kwento diyan. Merong nagdala ng maleta, tapos akala mo walang laman sa loob. Pero meron pala siyang secret compartment na nandun yung mga cash. So like people sometimes just really go there to buy the big value card.
Yun yung habol nila, yung mga malalaki.
Yeah, as in, yun talaga. I can't believe na ganong kayaman ng Pilipino.
This podcast is brought to you by Nissan Philippines. Shout out to them. Make sure to check out their latest models, including the new Navara Pro, the Kicks, the Primera, and of course, ang paborito natin, yung bago nilang X-Trail e-Power. Yung e-Power, guys, uses both electricity generated by the engine as well as the battery to power the movement of the wheels, which differentiates it from other hybrids. So if you're looking for a new hybrid car to add to your collection, make sure to check out the newest offerings of Nissan. Grabe.
Pagdating sa ganito and how people are willing now, at this moment, willing to buy the high value items. When back then, pag sinabi mo 2,000, 20,000, parang, bakit? Ngayon, it's like yung mga 100, 200K cards are the ones that
Yun yung
are
hinahanap nila.
actually rolling in fast.
Grabe. Is it because they're able to flip it outside the market, outside the Philippines faster, or are they holding on to those slabs?
Most of them, to what I know, are holding on to them.
Kasi they're confident that it will go up in value?
Kasi, for now, kasi the dip has happened back in December, and most of it are currently rising where we thought it was already capped. And now,
So, ngayon, pataas pa rin ng pataas.
especially the vintage, the rare ones. So collectors now are not only getting into more experience, pero may mga pumapasok na bago who doesn't have an idea that those cards back then were just those amounts. So sa kanila, parang ang 80,000, okay, pero binibili ko yung dati 30,000 lang eh. So iba
Wild.
yung base nila coming in as to where our bases were back then. So that's how I'm feeling it, that mas maraming gutom. And to some extent, I do agree, marami din nag-flip, even just getting a small percentage out of it. Kasi
Kumbaga, happy na sila.
hold it for a week or so, magugulat ka rin how high it could be.
You know, ang ganda lang ng context. Kasi the last time we had Jay on the show, I asked him the same question. I don't know if you remember your answer. You said the market was correcting.
Yes.
Kasi pabagsak ang Pokemon value nun, everyone was rushing to One Piece. Remember? That was the context of our last episode. Napabagsak ang presyo ng Pokemon kasi One Piece yung pataas. Ngayon, pataas na ulit si Pokemon.
Pataas na uli si Pokemon at tumataas ulit yung One Piece.
Talaga? So,
So medyo lately lang siya, like a few days ago, because I don't know, papasok tayo dito sa usapin na to.
yeah, mamaya mag-One Piece tayo. Pero sige, go ahead.
I did see some posts about my vendor friends who were really ramping up buying One Piece and selling One Piece cards.
Grabe, tas local lang nabibenta lahat yan.
Local lang.
So, grabe yung liquidity ng market.
Oh,
Mas liquid pa yata ang Pokemon kesa sa stock market ng Pilipinas eh.
eto, katuwaan lang. Hindi ko ma-disclose kung sino na lang siya, pero he just posted yesterday night that he bought a 5 million peso card.
What?
And he sold it just today.
How much?
Hindi yan na-disclose. And chances are probably 5% of that. Ano.
Oh, kasi 5% of 5 million is, okay, ay sakat na, 250,000.
Yeah.
Thereabouts, no?
Diba?
Which is that's still a big payday for anyone.
So, talagang tapang. Knowing him kasi, he usually buys slabs na he pre-sells it.
So alam niya nang may
Pero
bibili.
ito, hindi. Parang pinost niya pa na he just bought it kasi he was contemplating if he was gonna buy a car for a slab. He bought a slab pero he was able to sell it.
Grabe ang problema ng mamang yan or babaeng yan, Parang ano ba bibilin ko? Alphard na EV or Pokemon Slab?
One Piece slab.
One
Apparently is the
Piece.
right answer.
May One Piece na slab na 5 million?
Yes.
Bakit ba ako nag-flesh and blood?
Oo nga, alam mo, tinitignan ko yung, di ba simulan ako, deck na pag,
Basta mga nilalaro natin yung mga halaga ng cards barya. Grabe, 5 million? Tapos nabenta niya lang locally?
well, hindi ko na alam, pero feeling ko no condition.
Oh my God. Oh, anyway, sige, moving on. Another hot issue naman pagdating sa Pokemon before we get to One Piece and the other games. Bakit ang daming issues with scalpers sa Pokemon? Lagi na lang ako nakita ng mga galit na tao sa scalpers sa mga group. So as in, halos every time may release ang Pokemon na set,
Yes.
meron rally. May online rally ng mga tao na galit sa scalper. 'Di ba? Natatawa ako kasi yung mga dating sneaker resellers nadadamay dyan.
No.
Maraming mga sneaker resellers kasi transition to selling Pokemon. And now they're getting relentlessly bashed every time they post that they have Pokemon products. Like, I can understand why, kasi baka, alam mo sa Pokemon, di ba? Parang ganun.
Yeah, I get
Pero, why is there so much hate? I kind of know the answer, but it'd be interesting to hear it from you.
on my end, I think the common answer is they're taking away the love of the hobby. Parang they're taking away the opportunity for children to buy these and enjoy basically the game on what it should be.
It's a game?
Diba? It's it's a financial instrument that we 30-year-olds see it as worth.
If it's a game of money, it's like, wait, pero in fairness, I heard na yung Pokemon events here in the Philippines get like up to 800 to thousands of people who join. So it's still a game.
It was a game. Talagang, and ang masaya pa sa game na to, it really has a low entry barrier.
Mura lang yung decks, di ba?
Like pa 2,000 lang ata, 4,000. Sorry.
Don't worry, Rez, kung
Parang 2,000, 4,000 ang deck sa Pokemon.
tapos magkano flesh and blood, 50,000. Anyway, going back. So, pag ganun, sino yung may kasalanan? Si scalper or yung kumpanya? Kasi if you think about it, madali na naman solusyon dyan eh. Print till demand, di ba?
Yes.
So, print ka lang ng print, pero yung value will depreciate. So, there's a way of thinking na ginusto yan ni Pokemon eh.
Yeah.
Ginusto yan ng kung sino man yung the Pokemon Company.
Yes.
Or ganun talaga designed yung system so that there is artificial scarcity.
Yes.
So kung ganun, it's okay by sin of omission, by not, di ba, removing it. But they're perfectly fine with the scalper market.
Yeah. And I do agree to some extent that Pokemon is the reason on why we're having this type of like inflation of
Oh,
cardboard.
they're the biggest enabler if you think about it.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna like the devil's advocate ako on that idea, I think Pokemon is just really producing for the extent that it is still a game in their heads. It is not.
But you're being very optimistic and kind.
Pero diba parang they're not earning from the reselling secondary market eh.
Yan nga.
Diba? So
To that point. They're not earning. So might as well print it to oblivion so that they can earn.
or baka they're keeping safeguard ko pag kasi kung mag-overprint, mababa. But again, yes, to that extent, they cannot print to the demand kasi if the demand loses, their assets on
The
keeping
value of
that
their assets will go
Yeah.
down. Oh, well, okay.
Mm.
Fine.
So, may mahirap. It's like, inisip ko eh, is there someone in that company that's really toying with the idea that, if I just print this card this one time and make it the most rarest card ever, parang can I artificial, di ba like, may ganong devious scheme ba and everything for such an IP that calls for our childhood. Like, it's hard to imagine, but to what's happening right now, people are willing to pay millions for a piece of card back in their childhood is an interesting matter.
Actually, very controversial din yan kasi it's only a matter of time before governments get into it eh.
Yeah.
For example, di ba naalala mo, sa immigration ngayon, ay sa customs ngayon, if you go to other countries, sinaharangan ka na eh.
True.
If may dala kang sobrang daming Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Nung pumunta nga ako sa Singapore or Malaysia ba yun, I was playing Flesh and Blood, hinarangan ako ng customs. Kasi sabi nila, uy, Pokemon cards, we will charge you for every piece of card that's there. Ako naman, no, this is Flesh and Blood. it's a different card game. It's not Pokemon. Ay, mali ko pala. Sinabi ko, it's like Pokemon, they're cards.
So narinig
So narinig nilang nila yung Pokemon, naglabas ka agad ng telepono, tapos nag-google na, tapos may tinatawagan na sila. Para ako naman, gusto ko na maglaro ng tournament dito, papahirapan niyo ba ako? 'Di ba? Parang kasalanan pala ni Pikachu kung bakit ako nahassle, parang gano'n. 'Di ba? Pero yun yung first worry, 'di ba? Kasi it's gaining so much attention. Tapos meron pa tayong mga politicians who are into the space, which we will not name for now. Alan Peter Cayetano. 'Di ba? So, may kumbaga pinag-uusapan talaga siya eh. Hindi mo kailangan mag-reply doon. Smile ka lang. 'Di ba?
when giving it to the camera.
Oo. Pero yung point ko lang, for example, bigyan ng example so, of government interference. So si Laila de Lima recently proposed a law prohibiting scalping for tickets, concert tickets. Nakalagay doon kasi bawal daw, dapat daw paglagpas ng 10% of the value, it's already unjust, ganyan. I think it's only a matter of time before some country, somewhere, starts to think about how to legislate this thing. Pag ganun, how do you feel?
Kung kunyari magkakaroon ng government intervention to stop scalping,
Oo.
I think it can be in the retailer. I'll pass it down there.
The retailer.
Yeah.
Paano like the retailer?
One aspect kasi, like, I don't want na yung government pa yung matatapo, yung magiging intervention. Kasi it feels like,
So you want the intervention to happen on the retailer level, not...
oh,
Okay, so agree mo tayo.
Because-
Overregulation.
Kasi having that level of intervention by this government, yung pinakamalalaking entity, which is ideally the government, feels like ang unruly na ng ginagawa natin, that it needs to be this big being that stops it. But technically, the retailers can be the ones that can be, ginagawa sa Japan, to what I know, when they sell packs or they sell the booster boxes of new sets, they take out the wrapper. So that's
Baka hindi mabenta ng
para hindi
seal.
mabenta ng seal. Mga ganon, mga sobrang simple lang. And it actually, at least, slows down the level of scalping that happens. Kasi especially me, I'm a sealed collector.
So ikaw yung bumibili ng mahal na seal.
Ako yung hindi nagsascalp, pero yes. Yeah, so I like it sealed, I like it nice. And that's something I keep until, that's my retirement thing. I don't know if it's gonna be anything once I hit that age, but that's what I buy for not necessarily reselling. So sa akin, medyo masakit yun. But I do understand that, especially for sealed product, especially when it's new, yun naman lang yung nililigtas mo eh. Yung unang labas, yung unang bugso ng pagkalat sa market.
Kasi after medyo taper down.
Oh, it always tapers down naman eh. Because there's a lot of people who really just wants to rip packs. And I'm happy to say I'm not one of them.
Ako yun eh. Ako yung mahiling magtapon ng pera sa pagbukas ng packs. So, before we get to One Piece, this is the controversial part that I told you about earlier.
Interesting.
So with the magic of editing, I can make this part go away if Jay does not feel comfortable. But I will ask the question and you're required to answer.
Sige, go
Pero
ahead.
from there, we can just discuss after if we'll keep it or not. Pero I'll give this part of me telling him na may ganito para ma-curious kayo kung nawala. Okay? I will name a person. Describe him or her using as if kung Pokemon ba siya.
Go!
Okay?
151 lang, pero sige.
Okay, let's start with, I'll give you a softball first. Bam Aquino.
Bam Aquino. Okay.
Alam ko na, baka sa pupunta ka.
Buwang naamoy ko na, saan tayo pupunta, Mr. Crab?
Oo.
Bam Aquino, I feel like he's right too.
Because?
He's not yet the mascot of what we want to be. Pero parang hindi ko alam kung kaya niya bang itayo yung franchise na gusto niyang
Gets. Hindi pa siya si Pikachu.
Hindi siya yung mascot. He's not the one who's gonna be able to lift everything.
Pero alam mo,
This is in that direction.
Oo, sige, okay. That's Bam Aquino. Next, Martin Romualdez.
Nako, matetest yung politics ko dito. Para actually sabi ko, sakto lang kay Martin. Hindi ko alam. Wala akong ganong opinion sa kanya.
Walang Pokemon that best. May Pokemon ba nagnanakaw?
But, Okay.
Ako na nagsabi na, di na ikaw.
Way na ako sa topic.
Tatanungin na lang kita, may
Martin-
Pokemon bang nagnanakaw?
Pokemon na
Kasi hindi ako Pokemon
ano?
expert eh. So meron mong Pokemon na, parang sa McDo, si Hamburglar.
Walang top of head na maisip ko ngayon.
Oh, okay, sige, papalagpasin muna natin si former speaker Martin Romualdez. Ralph Recto.
Pass. Wala pa rin akong hindi.
Wala bang Pokemon mahilig
Mahina ako sa
mag-tax?
politics.
Mahilig mag-tax.
Tax? Wala akong maisip.
Okay, so wala rin tayo doon. Oh, ito, siguro naman may isipan mo to. Bato de la Rosa.
Oh, nag-isip ako ng Pokemon na mahilig magtago. So, sino ba nagtago? Kasi the
Pero yung
first
safe answer, sabihin mo lang si Geodude.
Geodude eh. Pag kasi ako nagtatago, para on the nose tayo. Pero if ever to put it, mas grammar siya. Yung kasi mas bilog na yung
Okay, sige. Okay, last before we go to One Piece. Amy Marcos, if you were a Pokemon, she would be.
As Jinx ang naalala ko.
Because?
Wala, kamukha lang niya. Sorry. Plain and simple. As in, when yun yung una ng pop. Then
Okay, sige. Pipigil natin ito bago ka mapahamak at makancel ng political world, okay? So, going to One Piece. Pagdating naman sa One Piece dati, sabi natin na pataas siya. So, from then until now, did it go down or did it continue to go up?
now, I'm feeling ng may resurgence. So, coming from the last card show, I usually just check out posts din talaga of my vendor friends. And one thing I noticed was people were buying in and out ng One Piece.
One Piece.
And siguro maganda kasi siyang pulse check on what is really moving with regards to these collectibles. And at this point, I couldn't really say why. Kasi back then, nung nagkakaroon na ng correction for Pokemon, I think people was just looking for something new to buy. And not
So, baka yung pera just moved from Pokemon kasi nagsawa sila to One Piece.
to One Piece. And when that very quick boom happened, as in ang bilis nun, nagsibagsakan ulit. So people now went back to Pokemon from the usual modern to vintage ones. Tapos ngayon, hindi ko na din talaga alam why there is this resurgence. Because even Pokemon, One Piece, and other TCGs are rising in price because of, I don't know, kalat na lang of interest on where people would really want to put in their money's worth.
Ang theory ko dyan, and correct me if I'm wrong or let me know what you think, is I think people are just making bets kasi there's so much arbitrage in being first.
Okay.
So parang when I say that, kung nauna ka sa Pokemon, ang laki ng kinita mo.
Yeah.
Kung nauna ka sa One Piece, ang laki ng kinita mo. So feeling ko, that's why there are a lot of games being explored kasi they're testing the market on which particular TCGs have the possibility of being a Pokemon or being a One Piece. Case in point, Riftbound.
Yeah.
So, baka pwede natin pakita yung isa mong slab dyan.
So,
Meron ba tayong pang zoom in? Or basta i-cut nyo na lang or through the magic of editing, ipapakita natin.
pakita ko lang yung mga favorite slabs.
Or is it store locks? Magkano yan?
This is 25,000.
25,000 to? Ba't ang mahal?
This is a PR1. So, ito yung thing ko. I collect PSA 1 slabs.
Bakit ang mahal na
So,
to?
this is around 20,000. I don't know. Back then, it was just around 15,000, 16,000.
Tapos tumaas lang siya?
Tumaas lang siya.
Meron ako nito hindi nakaslab eh. Tapos naalala ko, binigay lang sa akin.
Yeah.
So kung pinaslab ko yun at nag-PSA 10, 25,000 na yun?
Yeah. And it's moving. Snorlax is a popular Pokemon to many. And the shiny version of it, and especially cute.
I'm still so effing shocked na a card I got for free that was literally given to me at the shop by someone is now worth. Well, I have to find it. I have to have it graded. But it's somewhere in the shop. Insane, 25,000 for this. Sorry, Riftbound. Do you have something in your account?
Yun nga pala. So, I got this. So, this is the Nexus pack of Teemo.
Teemo Scout na PSA 10. So yan, nakikita naman, di ba? Pwede nyo naman i-zoom in to, di ba? Kahit sa post na lang, i-zoom in nyo na lang. So let's talk about Riftbound.
Okay.
So, Riftbound is primarily a competitive TCG, but it has a really good IP.
Yeah.
So, where do you think this will go in terms of collectability and yung desirability niya for collectors?
One thing that I really applaud yung ginawa ng Riftbound is that I think other than kasi may mga may Naruto TCG. No one really collected or hindi ganong naglakas. This was able to hit the right spot for me because of the signatures. I, I think the artwork as well, even just the rare ones, yung rare in terms of symbol, yung ano, are good in its looks. And it's a very texture heavy card.
Hindi
Lalo-
lang yung parang it's shiny and it's not
Oh.
shiny.
ano it was able to at least check something that wasn't checked off by other card games. Because di ba tayo naglalaro tayo ng dalawang games? Sometimes when I go back to my Flesh and Blood deck, it feels like I'm holding a fake card. Kasi sobrang nipis niya. But if you're holding a Riftbound deck, it feels a little more legit.
Oo,
than usual.
makapal yung card.
Oo. That's when you look at it, the foils, the texturing, like it's something you kind of want to keep intact. And yun yung collectability, and yun, it just adds to a point na the IP is big as well. We are a big League of Legends country rather than Dota, to what I know, or an Asian country per se. So I think we're clinging on to that because I played LoL, I played Legends of Runeterra, I played Wild Rift as well. So feeling ko ang daming nagsa-circle back na bumabalik akong experience that when I see a Teemo card that I used to play from their different mediums,
Kumbaga there's a relatability to it.
na mahirap itawid kapag it's a new IP.
Uy, kilala ko yan. Parang sa Timo yan. Parang gano'n.
Oo.
Pero with that said, do you think like collectors will, kumbaga, do you think this has a future in terms of collectability in the same way that One Piece and Pokemon are enjoying right now?
I think what Riftbound has yet to prove is that are people gonna collect even the low value cards?
Oh, kasi sa Pokemon they do that.
Because for Pokemon, even the 50 pesos cards, kino-collect yun. As long as it's a Snorlax or whatever.
I agree. Ako basta Snorlax card I buy it except 25,000.
So for this one, I think it's still being played on the idea now, what is rare and what is cool looking.
Kasi parang what's happening right now sa Riftbound, yung mga signature cards, may ready and willing buyers.
Yeah.
To your point na yung mga mahal na cards ng Pokemon yung gumagalaw ng card show. Sa Riftbound, na moment makapull ka ng signature Irelia which like 100k, may bibili.
Yeah.
Or kunyari signature Arin, 120, 130k, may bibili na agad eh.
Meron.
As in may ready and willing people who wanna buy it.
Yeah.
So doon ako nagugulat, parang wow, walang ganito sa ibang games na nalaro ko dati ah.
Yeah.
Kahit nga Magic eh. Kunyari may makuha kang mga certain specific type of foil that's super exclusive to that set. I mean, on paper, it says that it's like 50k, but is there anyone actually going to buy it for 50k? I've never seen so much liquidity in a competitive TCG that's not Pokemon that I've seen in Riftbound.
Yeah. And it's new to us. Diba? Like ilang buwan pa lang din siya bumukas sa atin, and how much people are willing to really bank on the idea that in this snap are we really willing to pay that much. So gumagalaw siya. Familiar nga yung mga signatures na yan that has been roaming around. Especially yung Origins na booster.
Yeah, yung first set.
Di ba pangit kasi ng cut mo? So those types of stories, those knowledgeable within that PCG would look at na kapag malinis na PSA 10 signature yan, that means
Malaki
rare
yung
na rare
shot.
talaga.
Malaki yung shot.
Oh, kasi ang hirap nung nakakita mo yung lahat ng katabi, may mga white
Ay,
spine all eh.
puti-puti. Gusto nga i-file ni Andre, di ba? Para daw matanggal. So there's one. Magkano ang value nito ngayon?
So for this one, it's 80,000.
Dahil lang nag-PSA 10?
Because it's a Nexus pack. So like paano ba to? It's an event pack that we get from Nexus Night. Diba?
Pag hindi siya PSA 10, magkano siya?
30,000.
30,000 pa rin?
Yeah. So ang raw is 28,000. Ang PSA 9 is 30,000. So for this one, it's around times 3 of its value, or times 0.5.
Strong. Very strong. Okay, so yan ang Riftbound.
Yeah.
Sana dumating na yung ano. Nandito kami lahat ngayon kasi inaantay namin yung Unleashed, which was delayed a couple of days. So hopefully today siya lumabas. So, going back, and I just have a few more questions before we wrap up. So, ang dami ko narinig ng mga tao who buy into Pokemon, One Piece, maybe even Riftbound, who don't even know the IP. Kumbaga, they're getting into it primarily because they want to flip.
Yeah.
Or they want to chase what the next new shiny thing is. Diba? Probably started with Pokemon, then it became One Piece. Probably they went into Gundam when Gundam was such a big thing. Then Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Then back to Pokemon. Then
And
now
now to
Riftbound. Diba? So, ganun ba talaga yung industry in the sense na a lot of people are in it primarily for the flipping and the chase of the bag versus appreciating the IP and being a hardcore fan of the IP?
My take on it is dumadami ang vendors ngayon. And the last card show I went, I was quite shocked that like siguro 40% of the vendors I don't know. Because
Oh,
I
wow.
actually go to card shows a lot eh. And I'm very familiar with the faces. And in this particular card show, like, sino siya? So I do agree many people might join in the bandwagon simply because they wanted to earn a piece of this cash na nangyayari talaga sa community na to. No? However, I think there's still more people coming in fresh simply because they want to collect. Kasi hindi pa rin mas dumadami ang collectors versus the vendors. It does happen that many collectors eventually become vendors. Lalo na yung mga collectors na nagtatagal na. Like, they're quite surprised that the card that they bought for 10,000 is now around 30,000. Tapos biglang that lure of money na talaga. Like, I earned.
Yung mga Pokemon cards ko, papagrade ko na. Meron ako sa bahay eh.
So they earned a lot and parang, try ko nga mag-vend. And they're doing vending more than me now. So, mga ganun. So I understand that conversion of what happens. But more often than not, I think I still see people who just want to collect and simply wait for it. Kasi as a Pokemon collector, mas ano ko eh. Sana hindi magalit yung mga finance people. I'm a swing trader. Like, I just time what I think. Time
So, sa volatility.
Yeah.
Sa volatility. Oh, yeah.
yung mga I just go to
Parang
where
day trader.
ganun lang na ano. Tapos paminsan lang ako susulpot and usually I cash out nice then just come back in. But not really the grind of every week I go to card shows, sell everything, buy again. Because it's a really hard thing when itong alam mo 25,000 na dating 16, would you buy it again at 25? Parang dun ako nahihirapan with regards to this. But again, to many who's just joining in, to them it's fresh eyes. Like, uy, 25, okay yun ah. Kasi kakabili ko lang ng 80,000 eh. So,
Grabe talaga yung pera po baka. Diyos ko,
so that's
Lord.
where we're at.
So, paano yung mga batang gustong pumasok? How do they get in if their cards are just ridiculously expensive? Or do they just buy the low-end cards kasi that's the only thing they can afford?
More often than not, it's the bulk cards. But eto, yung mga hindi ko kakilala, actually kids, like 14 years old, who handles like 50,000 na.
Ah?
Mga 50,000 cash na. Like
Ganun?
Ganun.
At least natuturuan sila maging negosyante at kapitalista.
That's one part that I'm kind of liking. Like, they get to negotiate. It's fun eh. Pero if we're talking about hundreds of thousands of pesos, like, because you're talking to a 14-year-old kid trying to lowball you out, like, negosyo pa ba to? Yun na kasi, like, yung mga 10 years old, yung parang, nagne-negotiate siya for a 200 peso card. It's cute. But if it's 200,000, parang,
Tapos gamitan ka pa ng ano, no? Yung mga puppy dog eyes ng bata. Please, kuya. Ron? Pero yung hihinging discount sa'yo, 50,000.
totoo ba to? And it's an interesting one, like, as someone who teaches entrepreneurship, I'm happy that they're getting into this early. They're experiencing how to negotiate, talk to people, good and bad. Diba? You're not really gonna expect naman what to get from this community. And having them learn early on with mostly naman safe space, I'm quite glad that they get to experience this. Though back at 13, 14 years old, like 2,000 lang, masaya na ako. Ito, 50,000 hawak.
Or
Kids.
ko 50,000 na 14-year-old. Well, at least malay nyo, yung pa yung umahon sa kahirapan sa pamilya pag yung anak mo maging hustler sa Pokemon, diba?
Pwede.
Hindi ko na alam ano yung lesson doon. But anyway, so where do you see, this is probably the last question, where do you see the hobby moving forward? Like if you were to do like a bold prediction for Pokemon One Piece, Riftbound for the next short term, like 3 to 6 months, where do you think things will go?
3 to 6 months, I think it's gonna stagnate.
stagnate.
Yeah.
Like our economy.
I and Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna stagnate. I don't know where it's just coming from the feeling na does it make sense anymore on how high these cards are?
Ang crazy nung naglalakad ka sa Pokemon show tapos meron kang maleta ng pera. Oh my God.
Saka, I don't know, ito, hindi ko alam kung like, I'm coming from a place wherein I'm comfortable with where I'm at. And I'm just shocked on how people are more comfortable than me spending that much.
Get yung sinasabi mo, get yung sinasabi mo. Yeah, yeah.
Di ba? Like, really, okay lang ba tayo? Ganun na ba? Yun lang. So that's where I'm at.
Gets ko na kasi minsan may nag-PO sa atin, di ba? Milyon yung halaga ng PO ng mga boxes. Tapos talagang sinabi ko, friend, 6 months to bago mo makuha. Kasi mahabang PO eh. Are you comfortable tying up millions for 6 months? I mean, I'll take it. I'll pay the distributor. I'll get my cut. But are you willing to wait that much? G daw. So doon ko na-realize sa parang small time lang pala.
It's quite shocking. And lalo na ngayon yung mga bata and how they're entering this and seeing how money is.
Pero do you think it's a good thing na you're exposing kids to something like this? To exposing them to the hustle, to the scouting, to the negotiation.
I'll go
Sure,
to
may
the
pros and cons.
yeah. I'm more on the pro end as long as the line is on if you're talking about slabs. Because in slabs, whether this is an 80,000, 25,000 peso card, there's a certain courage that you have to leap and believe that this card is going up or down or negotiation. And this is scarce. Unlike the ones that are being scalped in toy stores. Iba yun eh.
Tsaka yung the third is the bukas versus the ano.
Oh,
Diba? Some people, some kids kasi, they just want to rip open packs eh.
Yeah,
Using mommy's and daddy's money.
I think that's veering on gambling.
Yun yung gusto natin iwasan.
Yun yung gusto ko iwasan. If we're just talking about, that's why I only sell slabs. I'm a sealed collector, but I only sell slabs.
Get his point mo. Kasi with this, you can teach them business. You can
Yeah.
teach them entrepreneurship. You can teach them arbitrage.
Yeah.
The idea of buy low, sell high. Pero if it's just opening packs and chasing the thrill of the dopamine of opening packs,
Yeah.
parang I'm talking to myself. That's not a good thing. Diba?
Yeah.
Carlo, stop it. Diba? Okay, so that said, actually, that's pretty much it. Make sure to, siguro plug na lang your socials.
So follow me, JLams Cardboard, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So yeah, I make Pokemon and cardboard content.
Okay, guys, make sure to give him a follow. Jay has always been a good friend of the show. Kala mo naman, tagal na ng show. Wala pa tayong 1 year. But yeah, we couldn't resist having him back since tong topic na to medyo, ano ba tawag ito, trending ulit. So that's it, brother. Maraming salamat. Appreciate you. See you next time. Peace.